Okay, so now with court martial, I feel like I have to justify myself a little bit here because in a prior one of these uploads, I claimed I don't really like the courtroom dramas very much. I think they're sort of hackneyed, but I do actually quite like this episode. Now, why is that? One, insofar as it is a courtroom drama, it's a bit atypical toward the end of it. Let's face it. But I enjoy how it's a display of Kirk's character. Most courtroom dramas were just introduced to these characters and then they're thrown into the courtroom situation, and it's just like, oh god, and these are bland characters that only exist to serve as archetypes in the fucking courtroom. Whereas this is a situation that you might find yourselves in a military organization, and we see how Kirk responds to being the defendant, and Spock and Bones as character witnesses. It's quite strong. Get an Elisha Cooper Jr. appearance, but that happens with a lot of shows and films you watch around this time in the 20th century. Now, I think it's an instance where it's a solid script and actually a fairly good application of the courtroom drama model. And I'm just going to say think I just like it when it gets silly toward the end. Finney's still alive and he's trying to sabotage the computer to fuck with you, Kirk. Like the Ion Storm happened, and I guess Benny was like, this would be a great chance to fuck with Kirk. I can sneak back inside and sabotage the computer, say it was on yellow alert instead, and then they'll think he ejected me not on red alert, and then I'll be all good. And then I'll get my revenge, and then I can be like, hey guys, I wasn't dead after all, and I can move up the ranks. Like, what's he gonna do? But I don't mind because it's so silly. Like, imagine the history of like Starfleet or Kirk's biography, and then Finney he snuck back onto the ship, and then it was all like, yes, I'm gonna get Kirk back, and like Finney would just be known as like the most forget Khan, Ben Finney, this guy will stop at nothing to get his revenge. I mean, they should have brought Benny back. Holy hell, the wrath of Benny, like that would have been Kirk wouldn't live that one. I mean, he couldn't survive. What's his name? Soren Malcolm McDowell. I mean, so if Benny had struck at that point in Kirk's life, it might have been an easier job. But anyway, court martial. It's kind of it is silly, but it's a fun watch. Like that being said, like identifying courtroom dramas boring, and if court martial does something that the courtroom dramas don't pull off, it's not boring. Oh, you know what is a good courtroom drama? I will say, partly because it's based on history, and you can sort of apply historical principles to and to the pathologies of certain nation states in certain players within distilled within the film Judgment Nuremberg. I think that's one of the stronger ones. But anyway, I'm just going to move on now to the next episode because it's a way better one actually.